Good morning. Welcome to another day in Yangon. I'm still at Lotus Hospitality Bed and Breakfast, and it's time for the second B in that name. Time for breakfast. Another beautiful sunny day out there. Nice. There's the simple front desk at Lotus B&B. And that's the dining area across the stairway here. I've never gone up there. They have dormitory rooms and other things up there. Never gone upstairs.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine.
It's quiet today. Nobody here.
You'll come back
Oh, yeah.
later.
Yeah, at Lotus B&B. They have a nice dining area here. Oh, this is a view of the street outside Lotus B&B. I remember on my last visit, this generator was very important because there were so many power blackouts. Luckily on this visit so far, I've only had one blackout. So it's a totally different time of year, I guess. The demand for electricity is much lower. So they haven't had to run the generators at all. My first hotel, the Soleil Sapphire Inn, they didn't have a generator. So when there was that one blackout, there was no power for 3 or 4 hours, but that was the only time. This is the small balcony on the other side, just a quiet little residential. Oh, there's a church there, Yangon Shian Baptist Church. Yeah, the dining area really has a B&B feeling to it. Wooden tables and chairs, kind of a wooden floor. Yeah, very nice table setting, I think. Got my coffee and juice. And they're showing a BBC on the TV up there. And then they have daily newspapers available for people to read. When I was here last time, I was generally waking up really early in my room, and then I had my own kettle, so I made coffee in my room. So when I came out here into the dining area, I'd already had 2 or even 3 cups of coffee, so I wouldn't have a cup here. But I woke up a bit later this morning, so I didn't really have much coffee in my room. So it's good brewed coffee that they make here. Today is a very special day, by the way. It is the first day of the 3-day Thadingyut Festival, which is also called the Festival of Lights. I learned yesterday that the festival itself lasts for 3 days, and it takes place, I believe, in the 7th month of the Burmese lunar calendar, and the month itself is called Thadingyut. And the main festival day takes place on the full moon day of Thadingyut, and the day before the full moon, and the day after the full moon. So it's 3 days in total. So I think tomorrow is the full moon day, and today is the day before the full moon. So today is the first day of the Thadingyut Festival of Lights. But for the country and for the people, it's actually a 5-day holiday in terms of, government offices being closed, schools being closed, and things like that. So it's 5 days off for the local people. The central point of the festival is a celebration of the Buddha's return from heaven to the earthly plane. 3 months previous to this festival are the 3 months of Lent here in Myanmar. And during that period, according to the stories, Buddha was in heaven preaching his doctrine to the celestials, and in particular to his mother, who was then up in heaven. And at the end of Lent, he returned to earth. And when he came down to earth, the celestials built 3 stairways for him. One stairway made of gold, one made of silver, and one made of rubies. And the Buddha, he chose the ruby stairway to go down to earth. And all the celestials came with him, and they took the gold and the silver stairways. And these stairways were brilliantly lit with gold and silver and rubies. And the Festival of Lights, Thadingyut, celebrates that, where the people here set up strings of lights, candles, small containers of oil with cotton wicks in them. So at night, the whole city is lit up with all kinds of different lighting displays. All these lights are also meant as a welcome for Buddha as he comes down to earth. The more I read about this festival and this celebration, the more elements got folded in. So in a way, it became a festival of almost everything. You know, it celebrates Buddha's return from heaven to earth. It celebrates the end of Lent. So there is, music and dancing and performances and lots of celebrations. I saw carnivals and things like that. But it is also a time when you atone for the wrongdoings. If you have done something wrong to someone, this is the time when you would pay your respects to them and apologize for that. Thank you very much. So the rest of my breakfast has come. And I was curious how they would be changing the breakfast, because I think they alter the menu from time to time. They have 6 different meals that they serve here. And for my first morning here, I chose the American breakfast. Thank you. And here's the American breakfast now. Very nice. Sausage, kind of a baked tomato, broccoli, kind of a hash brown, a very nice omelet, and they generally serve fruit. Today it's a banana, but different mornings it can be papaya, different types of melons, whatever they find in the market, as well as bread, of course. So young people pay their respects to their elders, to their teachers, for example, to their parents. Younger children pay respects to their elder brothers and sisters and apologize for any wrongdoing over the past year. And in return, they often receive some money back, some pocket money, things like that. So it has kind of a red envelope Chinese New Year feeling to it as well. So there's a lot going on for this festival. And as always with local celebrations and festivals, I know about all the details and what's involved and the history and the origins. But then when it comes to exactly where to go to be a part of this or to witness it, I often have no idea. So I'm not quite sure what I'll be doing over the next 3 days of the festival. I assume I'll be just walking around the streets, different neighborhoods, going to pagodas, and just seeing what kind of celebrations there are. So I'm not sure if there's like a central celebration, where a lot of big things happen and what time this occurs. Maybe I can find out from some of the people here at Lotus B&B. Well, it's time to celebrate the end of Lent, I guess, with a nice meal. I remember the last time I was staying here, a meal like this would last me almost the entire day, so I'm not generally used to having such a good meal for breakfast, to start the day. This is kind of unusual for me. Breakfast is over at Lotus Hospitality. I don't know if this is new or not. I didn't notice it last time I was here. They have a nice bench out here on the balcony. Thought I should point that out because I'm often talking about the lack of benches and chairs as I go wandering around. I always seem to want to sit down somewhere and kind of get organized, get my bearings, check on camera gear or something, and I always end up sitting down on, you know, a dirty piece of cement or or just crouching down to the side of the road because I can't find a bench. But here, have a bench out on the balcony. I like that a lot. Breakfast is done. I'm out on the streets of Yangon. And even though this is the Thadingyut Festival, the first day of the festival, it's kind of a nighttime festival because it's a festival of lights. There isn't a lot going on during the daytime that I'm aware of. So I'm heading off on an errand to see if I can buy that train ticket. My first attempt didn't work out that well. All the tickets were sold out. This time, I'm not sure. I hope to go on the 15th, and that's the day after the festival, but it's still a holiday. But if it's busy, it's probably busy with people coming back to Yangon, not leaving Yangon. So fingers crossed I can find the right window at the train station. Let's go check it out. A couple of technical notes for those who are technically minded. I'm using the GoPro with the 3-way mount today. I have been using the Jaws flex clamp most of the time since I got here, or all the time actually. And today I broke out the 3-way. So you might notice the GoPro is significantly further away from my face than before, and there might be a wider field of view behind me. It's an interesting device, this 3-way. A lot of things I like about it, and a couple of things that are so bad they're almost deal breakers. The biggest problem is that there are, 3 joints basically, or 4 for me, between my grip and the GoPro itself. And these joints are not strong enough. So you can tighten those toggles as hard as you want, and they're still not very tight. So you have to hold it quite steady. If I joggle it at all, the whole thing just flops over because you just cannot get the joints very tight. That's a huge problem with the 3-way. And I'm walking to the railway booking office, of course. This is kind of a new neighborhood for me, walking through these streets from Lotus to the railway. I haven't gone this way before. Oh, some interesting things to check out. Very colorful temple here, and the Hanuman coffee shop. You can see it's a beautiful day again today. Blue skies, white clouds, and pretty hot. Sun is really strong right now. Walking by this temple, it looks like some kind of a special day. There's a ceremony, some sort of event going on. But that's one thing about traveling in a country like Myanmar with its mix of different cultures. There seem to be no end to the festivals and the celebrations. Every day is a holiday, it feels like. I spoke with Sue, the manager of the Lotus Hospitality B&B, and she gave me some good ideas of where to go at night for the Thadingyut Festival of Light festivities. And one of the places she suggested is kind of a night market street up in this direction, and that's why I chose to walk to the railway station this way. I'm basically heading up along 50th Street to Bogyoke Road, and there's supposed to be a night market along one of these streets up here. The railway booking office is on Bogyoke Road, kind of in that direction. It looks like the manager, Sue, did not lead me astray. You can already see there's quite a few stands here set up from Premier Coffee, but it looks like there are some events taking place near here. The idea is to get my errands done this morning, you know, book my train ticket, that sort of thing, and then rest in the afternoon in my room, and then hopefully have some energy when the sun sets and nighttime comes. Still having an issue with my feet though. Oh, like I said, the blistering was pretty bad on my right toes. So I have to stop here for a minute and adjust some band-aids. Everything has sort of come off. I won't show you what it looks like because it is actually real bad. When I scraped my ankle the other day, that hurt really badly, so I thought I did a lot of damage, but it was nothing at all. But this blistering on my toes is pretty nasty looking. It's basically took all the skin off one toe in particular, just like bare. There's no skin left on it. So it looks like they have some, like I said, some carnival-like rides as part of this festival. It'll be interesting to see them all lit up at night. And I believe this is the main night market street where a lot of the action is tonight. You can see on this sign they have some of these bowls with the oil in it and wicks floating in the middle, part of the Festival of Lights. I saw a lot of similar rides, like there's a Ferris wheel across the road there with actual chairs. I mean, you actually sit in a kitchen chair there. And similar to the ones I saw in Indonesia, I think these are all hand-powered. Young men are just standing at the bottom and grabbing the poles and making it turn with arm power. There's no motors driving these things. And the same thing, I think, with this one. Kids can just sit in these cars and then somehow young men just spin it around by hand. Got to find a place to sit down to adjust these band-aids. Ow, ow, ow. Much better with fresh band-aids on my toes. Yeah, the street-side stalls here selling food and drinks is going on and on for a long distance along this street. So this is definitely one of the places to come for the festival. I will be here in a few hours later on tonight. I am not sure what this is all about. Perhaps some kind of a traveling zoo. One of these pirate ships. Goes spinning around, up and down. It's very cool. I don't know if I mentioned it this morning or not, but Thadingyut is the second largest festival in the calendar here. Thadingyut, the New Year's water festival, is the largest festival, and this one, Thadingyut, is the second largest. I'm just outside the railway ticket booking office here. A little bit nervous about going in because I don't know what's going to happen. I don't even know whether it's open today, you know, with the holidays. Maybe because of the holidays now they can't sell certain tickets on certain days. We'll see. So let's head in and fingers crossed, see what happens. Oh, I'm back. Oh, I see a foreigner. He looks lost, wandering from window to window, just like me. I don't see any people at all over here. Is that a good sign or a bad sign? And I think I prepared as much as I can. I have my passport with me. I have the date that I want to go written down on a piece of paper. Let's see what happens. They're probably looking out the window going, oh no, not another foreigner. All right, deep breath. This is where they sent me last time when I bought my ticket to Bagan. There's nobody here. try another window, see where they send me. Oh, I see a human being. Let's see if I can get someone's attention. Hello. Can I buy a ticket to Mawlamyine, October 15?
What day?
15? October 15?
October 15. Morning, evening.
Morning.
Morning.
Come over there. Okay, I go back to that original window. So far, he hasn't just said an automatic no, so that's promising.
One person. One people.
Just one, yeah, just me.
Passport.
Can I-
Morning, upper class.
Upper class? What time is it in the morning?
Morning 6:30.
6:30.
6:30.
Okay. Is there a window seat?
Yes.
Okay. Could I try to get a window?
Windows. A5.
Okay.
Booth number 3.
Okay. So that is October 15th.
15. 15.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Please wait.
Okay. So far, so good. Window seat A5 seems like a lucky number. October 15th, that's 2 or 3 days from now when the festival is over. I think the last day of the festival is the 14th, 12th, 13th, 14th. Though I think the 15th is still a holiday for all the government offices and things like that. Okay.
Hello. Course number 3.
Coach 3, seat A5. Okay. October 15th.
Ticket price 4,250 jets.
4,250 chat. Okay.
Mingalaba.
Mingalaba. Yeah, I know that word. Yeah.
Thank you. Jesu Temare. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Jesu Temare.
Okay. Upper class ticket, Yangon to Mawlamyine. Ah, thank you. How do you say the name of the city? Mawlamyine?
Mawlamyine.
Mawlamyine?
Yangon to Mawlamyine.
Mawlamyine. Okay, Mawlamyine. All right. And the train is at... The train leaves at 6:30?
6:30.
6:30.
Platform number 2.
Platform 2.
2 or 3.
2 or 3.
2 or 3.
Platform 2 or 3. 6:30. So departure 6:30.
Yes, yes.
So I should come before.
Before 3 hours. 30 hours.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Excellent. Thank you very much.
Jesu Temare.
Okay. Bye. Success today.
Did you get where were you trying to go?
Mawlamyine. But a few days from now, not today.
Yeah,
So
I think it's a problem tomorrow anyway.
tomorrow is kind of full.
Yeah, so they tell me. But I have to
Yeah.
go to a different counter every time.
I know. I was here on a different day.
It's full. Now I'm trying by Gam.
Okay. Yeah, I tried to go a few days earlier, but because of the festival, everything was solid,
Well, that
booked
seems
out.
to be. We didn't even know there was a festival on. We just arrived yesterday. So
Yeah.
you've been here a while.
This time about 10 days,
Okay.
8 or 9 days. But I was here on a previous trip earlier this year. Okay. Success. I got my ticket. It's right here for October 15th. The train leaves 6:30 in the morning from platform 2 or 3. Should be there at about 6, he said. One interesting note is that life insurance is automatic, part of the ticket price, and my life is worth 3.53 chat. So that was my life insurance policy. I was chatting with another foreigner there, I believe, from his accent, perhaps from Ireland. I'm not good with accents, but he has been trying to buy a ticket like for tomorrow. So he's finding everything is kind of booked for the festival. Like me, he didn't even know that there was a festival coming up. It took him by surprise as well. So he didn't really even care where he went. You know, it's like, I'll buy a ticket to Mandalay, to Bagan, to anywhere, you know, where a ticket is available. But he wasn't having much luck. Oh, he's not there anymore. Maybe he got it, maybe he didn't. Yeah, I don't see him here anymore. Happened so fast. I'm sure they told him that tomorrow there's no seating available to go to Bagan. I wouldn't imagine so. I love this place. I absolutely love it. I've never seen such an empty train station before, like an empty ticketing area, to come here and buy a ticket and have it be such a stress-free experience is really quite nice. And considering that this is, you know, a holiday, one of the biggest festival days of the year, and look at this train station ticketing office. Yeah, just completely empty, you know. I see maybe 10 people at the most. These kinds of tickets really suit someone like me as well, because I change my plans so often. I'm not very firm about what I'm going to be doing next. And this ticket cost 4,250 chat. And rough calculation, that's like $3 US, something like that, for like a 9-10 hour train ride. And if something happened, if for some reason I decided I wanted to stay in Yangon or go somewhere else, you know, I could easily just not board the train and let the ticket price go. It wouldn't matter that much. But yeah, I plan on being on this train. Got a window seat as well. That's pretty awesome. All right, got to put my passport away, take one last look at this ticket, and then head back out into the city. Since I'm in the neighborhood, I thought I would just drop by the Bogyoke Aung San Market, which is just across the street here from the railway ticketing office. It's not a place that interests me a great deal, I suppose, because it's kind of a trinkets market, I guess. Souvenirs, jewelry, rings, you know, that kind of thing. And I don't have a lot of interest in jewelry. But since I'm nearby and it's one of the bigger attractions in Yangon, I thought I'd just go for a walk through it, see what it looks like on the inside. One thing I was thinking about, though, is it's named after Bogyoke Aung San, you know, General Aung San, and he's a tough guy. He's a military guy. His whole young life was spent trying to develop armies and fighting units to fight back against the British and then against the Japanese, you know, fighting for the independence of Myanmar. And considering his character and all his activities, I do wonder what he thinks about having a trinket market named after him. You know, this is a guy who at one point identified as a communist. He wanted the British out of Myanmar, and he even allied himself with the Japanese at one point because he thought he could use the strength of the Japanese army to drive the British out. And then he found out that for his purposes and for Myanmar in general, the Japanese in many ways were much worse than the British. So then he went back to the British to drive the Japanese out. So this is a guy who lived a life of fighting, a general, in fact, and then they name a trinket, a souvenir trinket market after him. I don't know what he'd think of that. I believe this is the market here. This is the outside of the Bogyoke Aung San Market. I already saw large groups of tourists wandering by. Again, it's not a place I would get that excited about in general, just because I don't buy souvenirs. Anything I buy, I have to carry with me. So it's not like I can buy a souvenir and then bring it home and put it on the shelf, because I don't have a shelf. Well, let's go inside and take a look around. Paintings, of course. Ah, and there it is. Very high roof, metal roof. It actually feels pretty hot inside here, surprisingly hot for a tourism market. I think they'd air condition this place. Well, I can feel some air conditioning, but kind of had the same reaction to this market as I do to so many other markets, like the ones, the neighborhood textile markets that I went through the other day, which is that there are so many of these places. How do they all, manage to stay in business, It's not like they're one tourist shop, selling these statues in one neighborhood. They're surrounded by probably dozens of shops selling the exact same thing. This place is huge, much bigger than I expected, actually. All these giant warehouse-style buildings. No, thank you.
You want a drink?
No, not right now.
See you, bye-bye.
Thanks. No, thank you. Not today. No, just walking around right now. Thanks. Yeah. I think it's a good place to come to eat. They have a lot of street side shops all along here selling food. Hello. Not right now. No, thanks. Wow, there's even upper layers to this place. Second floor. Look at this, it just goes on forever. I'm not even inside the main building. That's the main building over there. It's all kind of overwhelming, but if you wanted souvenirs like any of these, this is clearly the place to come. It is, man, look at that. Looking straight down that alleyway. Endless shops in all directions. Oh, look at that. The other day, I saw someone walking along with a bundle of grain like this. He appeared to be selling these things, and I had no idea what they were. And it looks like there's something you hang up for the birds to come and feed on. I guess I've scared away all the birds except for this one, but the birds can come and hang on this bundle and then eat the grain. So maybe it's just a way to feed the birds. I want to see if there's a way I can get up onto the second floor. I think I can go in here, climb the stairs. I found the stairway. Oh, so you're all sewing machines up here. Maybe a lot of the things are selling down below. They actually make up here. Heading back down to the first floor. All jade and jewelry, bracelets and necklaces. Bogyoke Aung San Market, there it is. Just a brief tour of the inside. I'm going to start making my way back to the guest house to rest this afternoon. Hopefully it doesn't rain tonight, and then I can go out and see all the celebrations for Thadingyut, the Festival of Lights. I don't know if you can see me here in the dark, but ironically, in the dark, I'm heading out to the Festival of Lights. Hopefully I don't get run over before I get there. I should probably bring my Panasonic camera. It's better in low light, but I've gotten so used to the convenience of the GoPro, I can't resist taking it. Check this out, walking along this narrow lane to get up to the main area for the celebration, and the whole street has been lit up temporarily with these lights. At least I think it's temporary. There's no way those lights would survive up there in a regular day-to-day life. So I think they lit up this whole street, and it looks a little bit like a stairway coming down from heaven for the Buddha, as I talked about over breakfast. See, I've noticed lots of families coming out of their homes with everyone dressed in their best clothing. And those children just came back from the celebration, I think. They have their cotton candy. I'll say this about the people of Myanmar. They definitely know how to relax, even when there isn't a festival going on. You know, the streets are just filled with people relaxing in tea houses, having food, having drink. And then when they have a festival like this, they pull out all the stops when it comes to relaxing and having a good time. See up there, a lot of the apartments are decorated with bright lights, flashing lights. Reminds me a lot of Christmas decorations, which is kind of interesting. My last experience here of something like this was the Thadingyut Water Festival, and it's kind of weird. I'm so used to that. It was such a big experience for me that as I'm approaching this street, I kind of kept looking around, waiting for someone to hit me with a bucket of water. Getting noisy and crowded. I don't know how long I'm going to last out here. It's a lot of people. Big crowds. Wow. I have no idea what this is. Some kind of tea? Sounds like there might be ice in there, maybe. I don't know what he's doing. Roasted peanuts. Look at that, a burger truck. A very popular spot. They even have seating, which is pretty rare. Yeah. Children's rides. These snacks are popular everywhere. It's the ones I had a couple of days ago. And they told me they were called brother and sister snacks. I'm not sure why. There's the main street there. The whole thing has been blocked off to traffic, of course. What I want to see are the Ferris wheels and how they're operating. I'm going to walk down to the far end and look for the Ferris wheels. For the children, these headbands are really popular. Anything with flashing lights. Or brother and sister snacks. Having a lot of trouble getting through these crowds. It's like non-stop traffic, like being on a gridlocked highway. I think I've gone as far as I'm going to go in this direction. This is where the children's Ferris wheel was located. I just wanted to see whether it was motor powered or human powered. Oh my gosh. Definitely human powered. You can see the guys hanging on to the car or the wheel, and that guy is climbing up the wheel, and then I guess the guys at the bottom will let go And then the weight, look at them all scrambling up there. Like a whole bunch of Spider-Men. What are they doing? Oh man. Down they come. That's what they're doing. They're spinning the whole thing. That is crazy. And then one guy, he grabbed onto a chair on the bottom, and then he got carried all the way to the top just to slow it down. I wish I knew how much these guys got paid for one night of doing this. There's a lot of coordination between them for how fast to spin it, how long to spin it, when to stop it. And then they have to hold it steady for people to get on and off. That is crazy. When I talked about my plans for coming here tonight, I was warned about a dozen times to be on the lookout for pickpockets. And I can understand why. Wow, this human size, this adult sized one is also human powered. Check it out. You got 4 guys standing on it down there at the bottom. Looks like they're about ready to go. 3 guys climbed all the way to the top. This guy's clearing people out of the way. Look at that guy dangling from the car. Oh man. And up above the rides, you can see the nearly full moon just up there. Well, that was pretty crazy. I didn't spend a huge amount of time there tonight. Just too crowded and too many people. I wouldn't mind even taking a ride on one of those Ferris wheels or something like that, but the crowds are just overwhelming. The whole festival is going on for 3 days for the actual official days, 5 days total for the holiday. So I can come back here tomorrow night and be very rested. I was pretty busy today, so I don't have a lot of energy tonight. But maybe tomorrow I can get nice and rested and come back at night, clean and fresh and dry, and maybe try a whole bunch of the new snacks that I saw in there. I saw some interesting ones. I didn't try any tonight, but I think I'll head back tomorrow night and give some of those snacks a try. See how that works out. So until then, I'm going to shut down the camera for tonight. I think that's the end of my adventures. And I will see you in the next video on day 2 of Thadingyut Festival of Lights. Hello. How are you? What is your name? Hey, kitty. Hello. There's my kitty cat of the day. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I think he's just looking for food. He's not used to anybody petting him. As I was leaving the market, I ran into a man there who says he recognized me from YouTube. He is from the United States, born in India, also spent 15 years living in Europe. His name is Wilson David, and he says he has a YouTube channel with like 250 videos of him playing the harmonica. So I'm gonna go check that out when I get back on my computer. He's 74 years old, looks to be in amazing health, and he gave me all kinds of tips for what I can do to stay healthy and cancer-free and keep my skin supple and my joints working well, all that kind of thing. So he gave me lots of good advice. I like the green walking man they have here. He's got a bit of a gait. I'm not sure how well the GoPro works with that kind of flashing light. Probably not that well. But yeah, he's got some style, this guy, the way he walks.